Hi everyone. Let me just check that we're live. Are we actually live yet? It says we are. Yay! Hi Wendy. Can you hear me okay? Oh, I think we're actually live on Instagram for once as well. Hi Wendy. How's the weather out there in Spain? I hope it's nicer than it is here. It's dreary and overcast. It might get a little bit spunny. Great, spunny, sunny. Great on YouTube. Okay, yeah, cool. Thank you for joining me. It's nice to see you. I did just see. I don't know if I replied to your email or not. I can't remember. Anyway, I did see it. Hi, Annette. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Good to see you too. Thanks for joining me. Just gonna have a little quick swig before we get started. And hi, Christine. Nice to see you. I haven't spoken to you for ages, you guys. I was actually, I didn't forget, but I didn't realize what time it was. I was just literally in design mode and, yeah, just kind of get carried away. You don't realize what time it is, do you, sometimes? Hi, Anna, all the way from Saudi Arabia. Is that right, Anna? Saudi Arabia? Yeah, honestly, I can't keep up with you all. So we've got lots of people from the design team, which is really lovely. It's nice to be able to catch up properly with you all. So I'm just going to get started straight away, so that we don't end up with another mammoth 2-hour live. Not that I mind, but and I know you guys obviously liked it. I think lots of you downloaded the Shabby Shed project, which is really nice. So I hope lots of you have made that and had a go at it, because it did come out really lovely, didn't it? It was a really nice project. So I've decided on these lives, because I can never think of what to make. I'm like really rubbish. And I have to confess that these are quite ad hoc sessions for me. I don't have lots of time planning or anything like that. So just zoom my screen. So I kind of decided last time, because it worked out really nicely. Hi Chrissy, thanks for joining me. Happy Sunday. That I think I'm gonna just kind of like do my thing. So I'm gonna do, because it's really hard sometimes. You know, I've been doing this for like 20. I started crafting properly, paper crafting, in 1999. I started paper crafting, but properly kind of card making in 2000. And after all 25 years, it gets quite hard to come up with new things and stuff. So hello Debbie as well. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do things that I really love making. So, and hopefully that's something that you guys like. But if you want me to make something, then just ask in the comments, and I make a note of it for next time. So before we get started, I need to just remind you, because I nearly forgot then, and I don't even know what I'm giving away yet. So we'll do a giveaway. So type win in the comments for the giveaway. And what we're going to give away, let me see. I'll give away something from the Summer Garden collection, because that's the latest collection. I'll give you a paper pack and some stamps. Okay, so a paper pack and some stamps. So enter in the comments win, and I'll pick someone at the end, pick someone random at the end. And also if you want to go and shop today, there is a code which is live15 in capital letters. So, and that'll give you 15% off today and tomorrow. It ends on Tuesday morning, so it's kind of like a 48-hour code. So make sure you grab that, because you can get 15% off anything in the store, basically. So, right, you're all in. So thanks for joining me, everyone. So hi, Maz. Hi, Charlotte. And hello, Lynn. Some new names today. So thank you, everyone. So let's get started, shall we? So I'm going to play around with my cameras a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do today, as I said, I want to make things that the things, when you start to lose your mojo a little bit and you're kind of like, I really don't know what to make. Do you know what my big tip is? And this is honestly what I do every time is this is when I remember though. So I'll have, kind of been sitting there for an hour or whatever thinking, what am I going to make? What am I going to make? And then eventually I remember my own tip. And my own tip is to remember what got you started in the first place. Okay. So what made you start paper crafting? And this is why I'm a really big advocate for having a blog. Now, I know lots and lots of people don't like having blogs. You all think it's a waste of time. I think because you don't kind of know what to post, what to, it can be a little bit time consuming. So I get it, I totally understand. And sorry, I was just counting there. So I totally get it. But having a blog, there's a reason why I really think having a blog is fundamental to you as a crafter. And to be honest, I kind of prove it on a regular basis for myself. So what I'm doing here is let me just carry on. So I want to tell you, so this is why I think having a blog is fundamental, okay? Regardless of whether you do lots of social media and all of that, forget social media, right? What happens is you make projects as crafters, you post it on your social media, so generally on Facebook and Instagram, and you post it, and the people that engage with you on a daily basis or a weekly basis, that regularly that know you, that are your friends, and usually bear in mind it's all an algorithm, those friends are your closest friends and the people that know you the best and the people that always interact with you. They are the people that see it. 10, 15, 20 years ago, when Facebook first started, I'm going to talk mainly about Facebook, but this does apply to Instagram because Facebook now own Instagram as well. And things change constantly on social media, as we all know. And this isn't a lecture. This is I'm really passionate about this because I think it's where crafters miss out massively. And it's because you don't think in a global way about what you're doing. So what happens is those friends, those close friends that know you and see you every day, see everything that you post, they see that make. All the people that don't have that, I've got, right, this is for me, right? I have nearly 5,000 friends on Facebook, which is the maximum that you can have. And a long time ago, I kind of started pushing people over onto an actual profile page because then you can have as many as you like on there. Now, all those five, and to be honest, I've only got about 1,500 on that page, I think, because I forget about it. Because I have to actually post properly onto my profile page and not the personal one. So for a long time, I forgot about all the, and for a while, that was what I was doing. I was pushing everyone onto my profile page, not the Polka Doodles page. So for me, I've got my personal profile, Nikki Hall, the profile, and the Polka Doodles business page. Okay, so I'm talking about my personal one, that's Nikki Hall. So I stopped posting on there because I thought I need everyone to go onto my profile, because if I get to 5,000 friends, I can't add anybody else. So I stopped posting on that page. And because I only then got 1,000 of those people that came over onto my profile, in effect, I've only got 1,000 followers on there now. So I was like, oh, God, I really need to post on everywhere. So that's why you'll see multiple posts of mine. Now, on my friends page, because I stopped posting to those people for a while, the algorithm in Facebook goes, those people aren't interested anymore. So they don't show it to those people. So when you post on Facebook, anybody that you can post 10 times a day, but if 10 of your followers don't click like or press a heart or put an emoji or put a comment in that post, then those people within about a week will stop seeing your posts altogether. So the algorithm thinks, oh, they haven't clicked on that for a few days, they're not interested, and so it starts showing them something else that it knows that they're interested in because they were clicking on it. So all of the time that you're posting on Facebook and Instagram, and people are seeing it but not engaging with you in any way. So an engagement means they're actually taking an action on your post. So it's if they click something on your post, so the like button or the share or they make a comment, okay? They have to do one of those three things. And you and I all know that the amount of posts that we see that we like but we don't click like on, and this is why it's really, really important. So all of the time, you know, if you think back 2 weeks ago, where was that post that you really liked? It's gone. You can't remember who it was that posted it, you know. So it's, anyway, basically, this is why you need a blog if you are crafting, because if you post your photograph of your make on your blog, it is there. It's there forever. It's there for anybody in the world. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, the king, whoever, if they're alive, they can see your post on a blog. If someone goes onto Google or any other search engine and goes, pretty card with a butterfly on it, inspiration, looking for inspiration for things, and you've put a post on your blog and you've called it pretty butterfly card inspiration, Google is going to find it and recommend it, okay? And that person is going to see it. And it's a library. It's your diary of what you make, okay? On Facebook, the only way you have a diary is if you're posting regularly onto your profile. And for instance, me, if I go, yeah, Carol, yeah, there is too many posts on Facebook. Absolutely. This is the thing. The other night, I got into bed and it was about 10:30 and I thought, oh, I'll just see what's going on Instagram. I was doom scrolling till 1 o'clock in the morning through videos and reels. And videos and reels are what people are looking at now. Because it's all the funny ones. I wasn't really looking at cards. I was looking at all the funny ones. And Chris was out and I was actually forwarding them to him. You know, and he came in at 1 o'clock and he said, oh my God, are you still up? I was like, yeah, I am, yeah. He said, you need to put your phone down now. I was like, yeah, I know, but just look at this one. Just look at this one. Just look at this one. You know, they're hilarious. And that's what we're all doing. And so less and less people are tuning into what you're doing as a crafter because they can't find you. They can't find you in all of this noise that goes on. But post on a blog, all you've got to do is put your photo on it and just put this, and this is what I made it with. You know, little paragraph. People don't have time now for a great big long essay to read all that anyway. So just a short paragraph. Just tell them what you made, what you used, and that's it. And you'll get the traffic on your blogs eventually. You have to make it so that Google knows what you're actually posting. So it has to be, you know, educational. You have to be how to make this card, you know, how to make a pretty card with butterflies on. That's all you need to do. How to make makes Google know that that blog is educational. And what it does now is it actually prioritizes educational posts above anything else if someone searches. So this is why it's really important. And I'm really passionate about it because I know how many crafters have used to have blogs and don't bother anymore. And you really, really need to. And if you would love to be on a design team and it's kind of like your goal and that's what you're working to, you need a blog. You really need a blog. The amount of people that message me all the time and say, oh, I do this on social media, and they send me they send me links to pictures and things, and I can't see them because I'm not their friend on Facebook. I don't know them, and I'm not their friend, so I can't log in to Facebook and see what their page. I can't see anything on it. You try it, you can't. You know, if you're not friends with someone, you can't see what they're posting, and you know, then I kind of like, oh, I haven't got time for that. You know, like as a design team owner, I haven't got time to go mooching around trying to find that person's social media. You know, so you have to, if that's kind of your goal. I mean, fine if it's not, and all you're doing is making cards, and you don't care if anyone sees them or not. That's fine. It doesn't matter. But I think as crafters, it's really important to us all that we get that recognition. It's what makes us carry on. We all want someone to look at it and go, oh, that's really pretty. I like that. How did you make that? It inspires us. It inspires me. You know, if you guys never engaged with me and never said, oh, Nikki, I love that, or how did you make that? I mean, I get emails all the time from people saying about the posts that I post on social media that are the design team's posts. And I get emails all the time saying, where was that from? What was that paper that used on that card? What was that stamp? What was that die? And how did you make that? Because they assume I made it. And I'm like, no, you need to go to this person's blog. And so I'm constantly referring people on emails. So this is how important it really is. And I know I'm banging on now. It's not a lecture, but I think crafters underestimate the importance of having a blog. And if you go in search engine optimization now, which is changing all the time, and AI now is taking over from that. So the traditional SEO, as it was called, is kind of going out of the window. It's getting outdated by the week because AI is taking over. And AI now is recommending pages. You know, I use AI in the things that I do every day already, and it's taking, uh, you know, it's kind of taking over. I am reading your messages you're going through, but you need that blog. That blog is your library. Nobody else can touch it. It's your reference. This is where I was going for to. What I do when I lose my mojo, sorry, I got off on a tangent. Right, so what I do when I lose my mojo is I go back to my old blog, okay? Now, or I go back to the Polka Doodles blog and I look at the old things. So from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, because we change and we get in a rut. So we start making something and then we're kind of like, oh, okay. So when I first started, what I did was loads of different folds. My thing that I really, really love making is things like we did last time, the shabby shed, where, you know, you've got a technique and you literally make something from scratch. And the other thing I love is wallets. Wallets, pockets. I have a thing about it. I think it goes back to my stationery obsession. So, you know, like books with pockets in, sleeves, you open it up and it's got a little pocket on the inside or something tucked in, a little tag. I love that because it's like a little surprise thing. That is my love. And whenever I go back to my old blog, right at the beginning of Polka Doodles, the first year of Polka Doodles, I always look at that first year. So going back 16 years since I started Polka Doodles. And the things that I will find that I really like that then spark my mojo back are always the same things, and it's always the things that I really love, like the little wallets and things like that. Anyway, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do little wallets. So I'm just looking. Hi to everyone that's joined in between. I love my blog, but I probably write too much. You can't write too much on a blog, Wendy. You can't. The more you write, the more Google loves it. So the more you write, the more it thinks that you are an authority on that subject, and the more it will recommend your blog. You know, we don't need to kind of be worried about writing loads and loads of stuff. And you can actually get AI to write your blog posts for you now if you really want to. But you need to train AI into your voice if you're going to start using AI. Going to start making journal books with a group? Yes, absolutely. So yeah. So journals that are not really journals as such. I just love. I don't even know what they are, but like little cards. I like to make cards. My thing is definitely card making, mainly because I don't have kids, so I don't take loads of photos to journal and all of that. And I always say that I'm not miserable enough to journal. Do you know what I mean? No, it's a joke. But you know, like a lot of journaling is kind of very reflective and all of that. And I'm not that person. I'm not that reflective person. I don't have time. I kind of know what my faults are, and I'm kind of like, yeah, fine. I know what my faults are. I don't need to write them in a book. But I love it when I read everybody else's. It's great. So, but I am not a journaler myself. I like the look of it. I love the art side of journaling, but yeah, I am not a journaler. If I was, it would be bad, and it would be full of swear words, quite frankly. So I can't journal. Well, I could journal, but I couldn't show it to anyone else, probably. So yeah, yeah. So I'll move on from that. So, but I love making cards that have hidden pockets and hidden wallets and things like little folios, stationery. The stationery thing of it is me. Yeah. So if I was journaling, yeah, mine would just be full of papers and like little doodles and things like that. Yeah. Right. So let's get on. I'm going to flip back over. So I've started here. Where am I? Let me go here. So we're going to make a little kind of pockety doobery kind of thing. So I have here, I need to make another one. I don't often measure, but I am going to give you the measurements. Okay, so this is, let me think, 19. So I'm doing 19 centimeters, which is 7.5 inches. So if you want to write this down, guys, by 12 centimeters, which is 5 inches. Okay, so 19 centimeters by 12, which is, God, what did I say? 7.5 by 5 inches. Okay, and then I'm gonna score. I'm putting a score line in at 4 centimeters on that short edge. Okay. So like that. Let me get all this out of the way. It's confusing. I might come back. I might need all these scraps anyway. Okay. So, yeah. So, 4 centimeters there to there as a score line. Okay. I'm just going to score them and score them. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is we'll do this properly as we go along. So I'm going to decorate this. So I'm just using plain cardstock. So I'm going to use this gorgeous Daisy paper pack, which I just absolutely love. So don't forget, everyone, enter win in the comments, and you're going to get, what did I say? Oh my God, I can't remember now. I need to write it down. Hang on. So first of all, if you want to shop anything today, put live 15 in as a code on the website and you'll get 15% off. And then enter win in the comments and you are going to get Summer Garden paper pack. This paper pack is going to wing its way to somebody and a set of stamps. Okay. I'm just writing it down so I don't forget. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this paper pack is just divine. So if you've not seen this before, this is the Summer Daisy, this one. And this is to match the Summer Garden collection. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I might actually use that one, you know. It's so pretty and I've not used it yet. I've been saving it for best. Look at these. Look how pretty they are. Little tiny daisies. Sorry, I'm upside down. Never done pockets inside my cards. Look at that. Gorgeous. I'm going to use that one as well. And this one I really love as well. So I might use that as well. Oh, but we've got a bit of yellow. Have you noticed, guys, how I'm getting into yellow? Have you noticed? You know what I used to be like? I hated yellow with a passion. And I'm going to pull out a stripy one as well. So there's in this, you get 10 different paper designs in this. They're ditzy. Well, no, it's actually not ditzy. You've got a really nice selection. They're really, really pretty. So gorgeous, gorgeous paper packs. So that's Daisy paper pack. Okay. So don't forget your 15% off. Okay, so let me just put that to a side. So I want to decorate these as we go. What should we do? Let me see. I think we need to do them with these pinks. Now, what I'm going to do is this is going to actually, we're going to attach this. Let's just do it. Okay. So that's going to sit just on top of there, like that. Just match that up. Let me zoom in a little bit if I can. There we go. That's better, isn't it? Okay. So I've attached that now. And we've got like a little, it's kind of like a little binder. Yeah? So like a little binder there. Now, if I had my paper rounder punch, I would round off my corners on there, but I don't have it with me, so I don't know. I don't know where it is. It's disappeared. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, and this is why I wanted to glue that on, I'm going to actually use that paper on there. So let's, okay, get that on. This is going to be so pretty. And this is the kind of project that I was talking about that is my favourite kind of thing to do. It really is my favourite. The thing is, I never get to do stuff like this on TV because it's a bit time consuming. I can't get stuff like this done in time. I don't know why. I see other people demoing on TV and they make these like quite elaborate cards and I could never get that done in time. It's bizarre. Right, okay, so now we've got, gosh, the lights. I've lost my little panel so I can't let me, there we go. Okay, so we've got this now, yeah. And then what I want to do though, I want to make it match on the inside. Now I've not got enough of that, but I do have that one. So let's, how's it going to open? It's going to open like that. So, well, yeah. I don't know, I'm just debating. Yeah, let's do that one onto there. This is the other thing, crafters, we use way too much. Actually, I want to, right, now what I'm going to do, this is a little tip, okay. So what I'm going to do is I want to glue from the top edge here because this bit here is going to get covered, right? So I don't want to cover up. I want that border on display. And actually it would have been better if I had trimmed this on my paper trimmer to match rather than doing it this way. So if you're going to make this, I'm going to just fold that back. Yeah, and fold it back and then just trim it to the fold, because you're not going to see this bottom edge when we've finished. And then I can just cut that bit off there. So yeah, just cut the, if you're going to make this, cut this first on your paper trimmer. Don't do it the way I've just done it there. Okay, so now we've got that one and it's going to open and you're going to see the inside there. So pretty. Okay, and I think we'll do this on this side. Or should we do the yellow? What do you think? I can hear lots of comments. Yellows and oranges. Me too. I love yellow. Do you know, I think maybe, no, I like this. Let's carry on. So what was the size again? It was 19 by 12. But I don't need that 4 centimeters at the bottom, so I'm going to go 12. So it's actually going to be 15, okay? And then that should be the perfect size for the insides if I've done that right. Yay, look, that was so much easier. Don't worry, I'll use all those scraps anyway. So for me, this is like proper paper crafting, isn't it? It's kind of going away more from the colouring side of things. Not that I don't love colouring, I do love colouring, I just can't do it quite so much now with my hands. Now I've got a bit of a lift there. I'm not going to worry that you won't even see that, okay? So now we've got 3 sides done. So the front, and then this is our inside, okay? So what we need to do now, get these bits out of the way, and we'll be able to use all these scraps, so don't worry about that. Okay, so what we need now is we need a piece of card that is, now this is a bit of a measurement, this. So 20.6, which is 8 and 8 1/8 inches. Let me just see if that's actually wide enough. 6.5, yeah, it is. So you should still get it. If you're using A4, you'll be able to get all of this out of one sheet of A4. Okay. So 20.6, 8 1/8 that way. And then this way it needs to be 6.5 centimeters, which is, let me just cut it first. 6.5 is 2.5 inches, pretty much, okay? So that's that. I need 2 of those now. Am I going to get that? Yep, so I'm out of, in fact, 2, you needed 2 sheets of A4, didn't you? So, because we need 2 of everything. So you're going to get it out of both sheets of A4. So this is actually a really cheap project to make. You're not using lots and lots of cardstock. Okay, so we've got 2 of these, and then just make sure they both match up. And then what you're going to do is we're going to score this at 2 centimeter intervals, okay? So I'm just using my trimmer and my creaser. And we'll just go score, score, score. I'll have to say, you don't have to be like millimetre accurate on this, but it is nice if you can make it fairly accurate, which is why I am trying. Just bear with me. And got a little bit at the end, which might just, I don't know why I've got a little bit at the end, but anyway, let's do it. Thought I measured this out, but anyway, never mind. Okay, so, and the other one, sorry, I should have done that. If I'd not run out of time this morning, I was still sat at my desk at 1:45, and I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't even set my cameras up or anything. Make sure you're all entering win, don't forget. Do any of you go on TikTok? I need to start doing TikToks more. And I've also found a new app called Whatnot as well, which isn't very well known, but it's quite good. And I'm quite excited about it, actually. So I'm going to start doing some Whatnots. But I need to just find the time. Right, okay, so we've got our thingy all concertinaed. Okay. So just squash all that up together and do the same with the other one. So this is such an easy project, it really is. And you'll have made, I bet most of you have made one of these before anyway. I don't know why I've got that extra little bit on the end. I can't remember why I've got that, but anyway, it's there. So we've got two the same. Now, what we're going to do, I just have to think about what I'm doing here. So, yeah, okay. So put them to the side for now. And then what we need is, sorry, the sun's really glaring, isn't it? So I need a piece of card, 6.5 centimeters by 11 this time. Oops. So 11 is 4 and 1, 2. Oh God, it goes down to 16ths. You'll have to. Can you do the conversions to inches? If you're in the States, I'm sorry, but I'm doing centimeters when it's like this. Okay, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need 5 of these. Okay, so 11. Oops, by 6.5. And you can see I'm kind of using all my scraps where I can. Some not quite got enough scraps, so you are going to go on to another sheet, which is a bit annoying, but never mind. It's still only going to be, and you can see I'm just using normal cardstock anyway, so it's fine. So I've only used just over 2.5 sheets so far. I think that's enough. Make another one if it's not. Okay, so what we're then going to do is, I don't think I need that little crease there. So we're going to, basically, this is going to create the inside of our little pocket. Where's it gone? Here. So just before I start, I'm just going to check that everything's going to fit in there. Yep. Okay. So all we're going to do is we're just going to glue. Oh, no, I don't need it on there. Oh, right, okay, that's going to be... Okay, let me fold this the opposite way around. Okay. So we're going to glue, sorry, I've just got to get my head around this. I'm going to glue one in, shall I? So, I'm going the wrong way. I'm thinking about it the wrong way. Sorry. I've actually had a migraine this morning and I'm like, ugh. Okay, so this glues onto here. And I'm going to just come in a little bit from the edge. I don't want it right on the edge, okay? Because I don't want it to be like, you know, kind of, so just like in a couple of millimeters just here from the edge. Okay, so get that one in, and then that makes it easier to know where to glue. So we're going to glue that one on there, and you can see it doesn't meet right up here, so you don't have to glue right into the fold there. And what might be easier, I think, is now we need to make sure that we get the opposite fold here. So I'm the wrong way around, that's it. So I'm going to do it as I go along. So let's have that one on as well. Okay. So these folds now are the opposite way around. Can you see? So you need them to be opposing on the actual fold. So one's basically upside down to what you did. Yeah. Hello, Brian from Mississippi. Welcome. Wow, Mississippi. It must be early there in Mississippi. Welcome. So by doing it like this and assembling it as you go, you're actually getting the correct width for your inner bit for your concertina, if that makes sense. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring that one in, and you're going to bring that one in. And like I say, just you need like a grabby glue, but not, you know, kind of an instant glue is good for this. But it means that you can really line this up nicely and get it really nice and neat, kind of on the top here. Gosh, time's cracking on already, isn't it? Where's all my bits gone? Right underneath me. I love it when we've got American friends that can join us at this time, because I know it's early. But I think a lot of us kind of do a bit of scrolling on a Sunday morning, don't we? Can hear the concentration of everyone watching. Okay. Enough stuff sapping my time already. Yeah, I know what you mean about TikTok. This is the thing, I have an occasional little blast on it, and then I kind of remember why I can't do it, because it is. I just literally do it, really. I only go on it on a night when I've got nothing else to do, just kind of like a little bit of chill out time, bit of downtime. So just make sure that it's nice and neat on the top edge here, because this is the edge that you're going to see. Okay, so that one wants to be neat. The other one, the bottom one, doesn't matter. And actually, what I would maybe say is you could actually, I haven't done it, but you could push this up a couple of millimeters here, and it'll just give you, because I've got a little bit of overhang here. I'll show you. I've got a little, you see, like there at the bottom, I've got a little bit of an overhang, and it might not fold up very well. Oh, it's okay, actually. It is okay. And then for this one, all we do here, we just bend this one back and that one. That was why I didn't understand why I had that crease, but anyway, never mind. It's okay. And now what we need to do is, I'm going to swap this around. Just going to push that down, and this one is going to fold and glue into that edge and into there, okay, and squash it flat so that you get that nice and flat on that side, okay, and lined up. Now you can't, sorry, I'm struggling to show you this bit. So I'm just gonna, there we go. So I'm just gonna get my creaser and I'm just gonna push that into that corner there and make sure, because I had glue in there, look, and I've actually, that's where I glued it wrong, in fact, yeah. But anyway, it's okay. Oh no, it's all right. It's just me being an idiot. Look, I need a bit of glue just in there. I thought that shouldn't be glue, but actually it should, so I'll just put a bit of glue in. And then just glue that in there. And that should just grab. This should show you that way around. Making lunch. I know, I'm a bit hungry. Okay, and now this is what we've got. So you've now got this like cute little pocket. So I'm trying to flick back. So look, now you've got this cute little fold out pocket. Now you could put anything you want in here. What you do need to do is just this is why it's good to do it this way, because you kind of need to make sure that it is lined up at the top here. Now what you can do is to actually put a hole in there. I don't know where my crocodile is. Oh, how annoying. I've not got my hole punch to punch a hole in. But anyway, I would put a hole in here and then you can thread some ribbon through and tie it at the top. But let me find it. It'll be here. It won't be far as long as Chris hasn't pinched it, because he loves my crocodile. I had to buy him one of his own, you know, because he kept pinching it. What have I done with it? It's around somewhere. How annoying. Oh, crikey. I want to put some ribbon through, so I want to do it. It's all these things that you know, like the things that you know that you might not use every single day, but you know you want. Where are they all gone? Bear with me, guys. I need to get a hole punch. Oh no, that's not. I found my cinch, but not my crocodile. I bet he's had it. Sorry, I'm just wandering around the office, having left you all hanging. Oh. And I'm huffing and puffing because I've got a bad back today, so I'm struggling a bit. Okay. Right. Okay. I definitely want to, right, let's get this done properly. So just hold it together. And I'm just going to find the centre. I mean, you could put a double hole. You could do a double if you wanted, but I think I'll just do a single one in the centre. It's just wanting to jump out of the middle there. So I think that's about right. Okay, that's better. Oops. I'll have to put that back or I'll be looking for it later. So, let me just grab some, you know, me and my string. And I've got some nice pink twine here. So this will look nice. So let's Now we need to still decorate this, obviously, which I'm gonna do. Just want to get this. I want to show you how nice this would actually be. So I'm going to double that over because it's like pink and the string and the pink together. It actually looks really pretty. So just in case I don't get to finish this, which is highly likely. I've not actually done anything to it, have we? Okay. So you then just gonna, I haven't cut that long enough. Just want to show you the finished thing. How pretty. Yeah, do it properly. Or put, you know, you might have some ribbon. You know, but how cute is that? And then you open it up and inside, because this is like a gift, and this is what I was saying, this is why I love making this kind of thing, because it's more than a card, it becomes a gift. And you know, the person's not expecting it, so you could put whatever you like in here. It could be tea bags, you know, just coming up to Christmas. If you made a Christmas one, it could be hot chocolate sachets, you know, just doing that for a friend. You know, maybe you don't buy them a Christmas present, and you know, it's one of those things where you just send a card and you don't do anything out, you know, you don't actually buy presents. But you know, this, like I say, it could be tea bags, it could just be thinking of you. You know, if someone's a bit stressed out, how nice to send them just like a little set of tea bags, little Twinings tags on, you know, and saying, you know, chill out, relax, it's going to be okay. You know, that kind of message. Slim chocolate bars. Yeah, a little chocolate bar in there, you know, like a little Freddo. I love Freddos. I don't eat a lot of chocolate these days. I've been on a massive diet, and it's good because it's got me off chocolate. So I'm not really liking chocolate anymore, but occasionally I do have a little bit, or it could be like just a little biscuit, cookie in there. You know, the cheapest gift, isn't it? So how are we going to decorate this? Let me see. What have I got to hand now? Oh, that was the thing. So, yeah. So what I want to do is, we've got all of our like little scraps and bits and pieces here left over. So this is a leftover piece that I had, which is because it's trimmed down from something. This was for the middle, actually. So let's find something that we can let's decorate this. I'm just rooting around, so it's going to get whatever's to hand here. Let me see. No, none of that. I've got some chipboard there. Actually, bear with me. Sorry. I'm just rooting. Yeah, let's. Oh, this is going to be nice. Okay. So look, I've just got some chipboard here, which is from this is the Botanicals. Or if you look on the website, we've got lots of different chipboard. I hope you can see that. Sorry, the light's shining in really. Bear with me. We had this problem last time, didn't we, where it was really bright. I'm just catching the sun. Not that there is any, but it's just very bright. I'll just put the blind down, if that makes any difference. Oh gosh, it's warm. That's a little better, isn't it? You can actually see. So we've got here, these are just like little sets of chipboard that we've got on the website. So this is a word set, and it's got hello, laugh. There's this and that in there, which I've used. It says hey, hello, awesome. There's different ones. These are just the ones I've got left. I might use hey. Yeah, let's maybe use that one. And then there's a little heart here, some hearts. So these are all little sets. These are cheap as chips. We actually call these chips, and they are cheap as chips. So check these out because they're well worth having in your stash. So just like little Dewberry bits and pieces. And then we've got here, this is just for speed. I would probably use I was going to use stamps and dies. But just for speed, I think what we'll do is we'll just use these. So, got a little heart there. And here on my desk, just randomly cut out and left over from, I think from the last demo, I've got a hello. So I don't know what to actually use. Yeah, I've got my hello die here. So this is from the Summer Garden collection. So I've got the hello die, and this hello actually fits on top. And because it's got that white background, I think it might just stand out a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, so we'll use that. And then let me see if we got, oh gosh, my back, sorry, bear with me. I should be more prepared. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to use that. Oh, I found some other bits and pieces in here. This is what I was looking for. I'm actually looking for my flower dies, of all things. My flowers. There we go, that's what I wanted. Okay, I've now got like a million things on the desk. This is what happens with me. I just kind of can't choose then what I actually want to use. So, oh, I think we've got to use one of these. So these, crikey. I just move this out of the way. So we're definitely going to use the hello. Put that away. These are some of our chipboard from the, what was it? Oh, what were these called? What was the collection was this? Can't remember now. Now, I can't remember. It's a couple of really... Hello Spring. So this was in Hello Spring. These are good. As you can see, I've not actually used any of these. They're so pretty. I don't want to use them because they're so nice. So, in there, that's just the word I'm looking for. So, in here, these, you get lots of different things. So, we've got a little word there, a little chipboard word, friend. So, I'm going to have hello friend on there. And what I want is I'm going to try and choose a border to go on here. I kind of feel like it needs to be something quite bold. But we've also got the inside that we can decorate as well. So I'm actually really liking that. I think that looks really pretty. Let me see what have we got. There's all sorts in here. So this is one whole collection of chipboard. I might have multiples in here though. That might be a nice one there. That's nice, isn't it? I wonder if we could layer those. So look, if we had, oh, that'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Oh, I like that. Yeah, let's go with that just for time. Running out of time a little bit. Let me just pull some of those bits out. You can see how great the chipboard is. It's just easy bits and pieces. What I love about it is because it's already cut for you, when you're looking for something quick like this, it's actually virtually done for you. So because we've got this is what I love about our chipboard. So when we actually cut this on the laser, you get the a slight burn from the laser on the chipboard, and so it looks like it's been distressed. So you don't even have to distress it. It's kind of done for you. Just need to pop that one little bit out there. So I'm just going to add this to here. We're just going to glue that on. It's a shame to cover that up really, but never mind. Okay, glue that one on. And I really want to use that on top of there. I want to build it up. But I'm just wondering what I can put in there. So look, if we had our hello, let me just assemble this. Hi, Rich. Someone else I've not spoken to for ages. I'm saying that because I've spoke to half the design team this morning. Well, emailed or messaged half the design team this morning. Okay, so let's put that on there. Now, I would die cut, because this die cut has been done in white, and actually I would prefer that was also in this ivory, but it does actually make it stand out quite nicely. So we could just do it like that. I don't know whether it's too much. Am I getting too much? I don't know. I really like this there. I'm just wondering whether I've got a flower. I have got a flower. Hang on. Oh, look, I've got my flowers. Look, I've got these left over from the other week. So look, do you remember we made these? So, in fact, but I want a pink one. Okay. So this is the Pretty Flowers one die. Okay. This is what I was looking for. So I am just going to grab my Picked Raspberry Distress Oxide. Okay. And we're just going to make a flower up. So I'm just going to colour the centre just a little. I don't want a lot of colour on here. So I'm just going to literally ink these, and I need a little one. Okay, and then I'm going to just, because this is the centre, I'm going to just add a little bit of orange in there too, just to lift it a little bit so that it actually looks like the flower's got a centre. Okay, and then, well, oops, oh gosh, do you know, I've got that many magnetic things, they all get stuck. So just in the ball of my hand, they are really nice, aren't they? Pretty Flowers won this. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous die. Beautiful die. Makes such pretty flowers with this. And if you're going to go for this, I would really, really get, you're going to see it in a second because I'm going to use it, the fronds as well. But not, there's another die I want to show you that I haven't shown for a really long time. And it's my another go-to die. So look, I'm just going to rotate these round. Just going to squash that one up a bit. So, oops. Do you know, I might not put that. I should really have just popped, embossed those a little bit more. But anyway, it's fine. So look, this is how I like to do it. I like to kind of do it in my hand and then I squash it, and then I've just got enough move time in it that I can just make sure everything isn't lined up so that they work out kind of a bit more random. That top one needs to just come off. Oops. Oh no. Glue. God, it's grabbing a bit fast. It's warm in here, so everything's gluing really. Let me start again. Okay. Okay. In fact, I might take that middle one out and just put, I quite like that. Just so I've just got two in there, look. And I'm quite liking that. It's looking quite nice. So let's just go with that. And I'm gonna I'm gonna use my glue gel. I want this off the page. And because we've brought this orange in, let's kind of continue that a little. So look, let's just add a little orange onto here. Just a hint. And then actually what we'll do is I'll just add a little bit of pink on there as well, just to match it in. So we're matching in the flowers now. I hope whoever was making their lunch has gone for lunch and hasn't burnt the dinner. So let's, oh God. Oh, stupid glue gel. Stupid glue gel won't come out. Story of my life. Oh. Is this gonna work? Oh yes. Okay. Right, okay. So we're just gonna put, I want lots of dimension on this. So, but just on those two edges there, I don't need to do it anywhere else. So now this would look nice. Maybe we do it like that. I don't know. I quite like it corner to corner though, like that. And then, so where's my flower? So let's get our flower. And I'm gonna gel the bottom of that. Whoops. Oh, got blooming gel everywhere now. Okay. I'm gonna shove that in there. And it fits perfectly. And actually, although it's white, I think it looks really really nice in white. It stands out, doesn't it? If we wanted, we could. Shall we put another one in there? Don't know if it needs it. Doesn't need it. Maybe. Let's put a little bit of dimension in it. Just get rid of that. Yeah, the glue gel that burst. That was hilarious, wasn't it? Okay, where's my scissors and tweezers? Okay, that's nice. And then this is the one that I was talking about previously. So if you're going to get this flower die, this is Pretty Flowers 1, you need to get, this is the Leafy Fronds die. And you actually get 3 different size fronds in here. So you get this big one, a medium one, and then you get a small one in this. And this just is the best foliage. It's just gorgeous. So now what I would do, I mean, this might be starting to get a little bit too much now. What I love about this is you can break them down. So if you don't have the smaller ones, you could put a small, you can break it down a bit. So I'm going to put that in there. And I'm just going to let it grab the gel. Just want to get a little bit of green because there's a lot of pink going on here. So let's just put just a neutral colour in. Tuck it right under there. And I've got another smaller one. I've not got another blue one, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, I'll put the blue, a little bit of green under that one up there as well, just to tie that all in. Isn't that pretty? And then, so that's all going to just sit there nicely. And then on the inside, what we can do is, I found earlier when we were rooting, I found this sentiment which says smile every day. And I think that sits really nicely there. So I'm just going to glue that on there. I'm not going to even do anything to it because it looks like it's slightly distressed because it's got the chipboard feel on it. So it's just an internal message. And then where were we? What were we going to put on? We had the hello. The hello's gone out of the window, hasn't it? What have we got here? You see, I've gone off on a tangent. I don't know what I've done with my hello that I had before. The other thing I just wanted to show you as well. Now, I think this is on clearance in the store, which is crazy because this is actually one of my all-time favourite dies that we've ever done. And this is called Super Sprigs. This has been so popular. We've had this die a really, really long time. It's one die, but you get two pieces from it. And if I just show you what it makes, basically, whoops, this is another one that's like a real must have because it's so useful. So this is what you get. In fact, there's another piece. There it is. Oh, hang on, there's a green one in there. Oh, yes, I must have known. Hang on. This is called Super Sprigs. Okay. Just going to pull those out because I'm going to use those. So you get two pieces. So you get that bigger piece and this smaller one. And these are perfect fillers. If you've entered win, I'm going to put this in with the prize as well. So but great. And this is already a really low price die. This is under £5. This is, I think this is about £3 or something like that. And I'm pretty sure it's in the clearance. So if you don't have this in your stash, this is one you really honestly need. This is a go-to for me. I'm always filling out little bits and pieces. This and the Leafy Fronds are very similar, and I designed the Leafy Fronds to work with this because I just love them. I've never found a leaf die that I like more, other than maybe Leafy Fronds might be up there with it. But look, you can slot this in wherever you want and it works really well. In fact, I'm going to put that in there. It just always works. It's just one of those that'll always work. Where did that other cream bit go? It was made for in here, wasn't it? Okay, where am I going to put this? I've got quite a lot of stuff going on here, but it doesn't matter. It's, oops, let me just put that under there. Oh, I just love the dimension of this. Wait till you see my desk. I need to clear the decks a little bit, guys. So what the last thing I'm kind of going to do is I want to use our polka dots. So these are our enamel dots, gorgeous colours on here, and I'm going to just put one of these in the centre, self-adhesive. So I just want to put one in the middle of my flower. That just finishes that perfectly. If it sticks, there you go. Oh, such a nice flower. Do you see how lovely it is when you don't really colorise the flower? You just literally do the centre, because that's kind of what a lot of flowers are like. If you look at them, they're never pure white. They've always got a bit of colour in the centre. So if I'd have done my I need to do longer string on this. And then obviously you would then put your bits and pieces on the inside. And do you know what else this would be really nice for? Is if you just made some little notelets. You know, just make some little notelets using the same things, and it's a whole set. Can you imagine if you went to a craft fair? I'm going to show it. Look, oh, my desk don't look that bad actually. But imagine if you went to a craft fair and you, let me see if I can zoom out a bit. There you go. And you were selling this. Can you imagine how much money you charge for this? It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? I think that's worked out so nice. You know, and you put some extra little notelets in there. That'd be a tenner all day long. If you had that, people would pay £10 for that. And I've made that in an hour. So if you were churning these out, you could have loads of these. I would go to a fair with a table full of these, and I tell you what, you'd get wiped out. People would buy that. And even if you did it for Christmas colours, you know, just do a Christmas version with red paper, the same thing, exactly the same thing, but Christmas in reds. People will go nuts for it to win that. So I think that's really pretty. I love that. Love it. So if you want to win, in fact, I'm just thinking, shall I? I'm thinking what else I might put some extra things into the giveaway for this, okay? Because I want you to be able to make it. Look, I'll show you it without all that rubbishy light on it. Isn't it pretty? The dimension. Look how much dimension's on the front by just using your glue gel, and then just make a little box for it. But I would actually wrap that in a cellophane bag. I'd have one on the counter for them to kind of look in, and then I'd have them wrapped in cellophane bags with some ribbon on the top, and I would be selling that for 10 quid all day long with maybe like, I don't know, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, you've got 5 gaps inside, so you could put 10 notelets in, and the notelets I would just make really dead simple. 10 quid all day long. People would buy it. They would snap that up. It would, honestly, it would be, you'd make them, I reckon if you had 50, I bet you'd sell them. So, and maybe do a kids version as well, a cheaper version that the kids could buy, I don't know. But also, what I would do, this is me in like what I used to do at craft fairs mode. I would also make a card that's this as well. So I'd have a card separate that they could buy, plus the gift box, and then they'd buy both together, wouldn't they? So really nice. So then you could maybe get 15 quid. I don't know. People love sets of things. But anyway, so let me, oh, gosh, I can't even get to my computer screen. I've got that much on my desk. So lots and lots of oh, where did that happen? Lots and lots of ideas. What's going on? Okay, I need to choose a winner. So don't forget, everyone, use code LIVE15 and you'll get 15% off the website, everything on the website until Tuesday morning. So it's a 48-hour code, so you've got 2 days to use that. So take advantage of that, because we don't often do discount codes on, like, we do it on the digitals every week with Digi Tuesday, but we don't often do discount codes for like physical products. So when we do these lives, you need to take advantage of it, because they don't come up that often. Right, lots of you in the wins. Oh, lots of comments today. Wow, lots of you here. Okay, let me see. Have I missed any? Yeah, it does pick up the white. Yeah, it's nice. I was thinking, oh, it might look a bit odd having white and cream. Sometimes it can look odd, but it doesn't at all. It looks lovely, doesn't it? And what I would do is I would decorate the back. I didn't do it today, but I would decorate the back for sure. And if I was selling it, I would put like a little thing that you could write your message in on there for someone. In fact, it might be, if you were selling it, do you know what I would do? Because this is all about making it good for your customer. I would leave a space but I would actually give them a sticker. So I'd get some stickers and I would cut the sticker out and put a little note in the bag and say, write your message here and stick it on the back, because it's actually, because this is like that, it's quite hard to actually write on the back of here now. And we've not really left any room on the inside. Or the other thing that you could do is you could put a notelet on the inside that has this that they can write in. Or so you could do that, or put a tag in. Maybe you could put a tag in and do that. The other thing this would be nice for, see, full of ideas. The other thing I would make with this is I would fill it with tags as well that they could use. So another nice kind of gifty idea. I've got blooming glue gel all over me. Hang on. It's one thing I can't stand. It's glue gel. Glue gets everywhere. Right, okay. Let's see. Wow, so many of you. Who am I going to pick today? Let me see. No design team can win. Sorry, girls. Just looking through some of the comments. Sorry. Lots of you don't do TikTok because it's a time sap. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, Pauline, you made those flowers last time. Thought they were beautiful then. Yeah, they are. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Chipboard is fab. Yeah, I agree. It really is. Just peeking. Notelets would be a perfect gift. Yeah. B&D Crafts. I love this project. Okay, let me see. KK, hi. KK's new to the design team along with Anna. So lots of design team people. Let me see. I am going to randomly, just trying to see. I have not missed any. Definitely going to have to try it. Glad you're enjoying it. Right, okay. I am going to just tap B&D Crafts. Well done. You are our winner. Okay, so you are going to win the Daisy paper pack that we used for this project, a set of stamps, and I'll throw in a couple of other things as well. I always do. So can you email me, website at polkadoodles.co.uk, and give me your snail mail address and your email. Well, I'll have your email, your snail mail address to claim, and I will get this in the post to you. Was that Brian? I don't know. Was that someone else? I don't know. Was that was B&D Crafts? Was that our mail crafter? I can't remember. I don't know. I hope it was. It's nice. I love it when we have mail crafters join us. Anyway, thank you guys. So I am not going to be here next week because I'll be on Hobby Maker. Woohoo! So we're on Hobby Maker next Sunday. Right now, next Sunday, so in a week's time. I think it's 1 and 5, I think, are the slots I've got next week. So make sure you tune in next week. So I have new things, but I also have a clearance show as well with some amazing, in fact, stupid deals on. So there'll be lots of Christmas, things you've seen, things you haven't seen. Oh yeah, brand new, exciting next week. Yeah, I've got some. Oh yeah, there's lots you haven't seen actually. So that's a little teaser. So next Sunday, 1 o'clock, and I think it's 1 o'clock and 5. Just check the thing anyway. But I'm pretty sure the first show is 1, so don't miss it. It's the kickoff show on Sunday. So I won't be here. But yeah, thank you for joining me. If anybody's got any questions about today's project, let me know. If you need the measurements, I'll actually, I might type the measurements into these comments so that you've all got them so that you can make this, because I think it's really pretty. It'd be lovely if you all made one this week, because it did take long. And share it on Facebook, on Instagram, share it with us. We love it. Don't forget as well, in our Facebook group, you can post your projects in there. We kind of feel like we're the only ones posting and none of you guys are sharing your makes with us. We don't mind if you share other projects that you've made. We're trying to build a community for you, and it's a lovely group. There's never any like nastiness or anything in there. I'm quite we monitor it. We've got a really good team of admins, so we monitor everything. So there's never anything like that, never any kind of, you know, bad eggs. So, you know, even if you're a beginner crafter, share in there. And it doesn't only have to be your polka doodles makes. You can share other things. Just be a bit respectful. Don't post links to other brand products, but share what you've been making today. You know, if you made a crafter's companion card or a hobby, not hobby maker, hunky dory card or whatever, just share it. It's all about you, and we want the community to be about you as well. So get into our Facebook group and start sharing your makes. And the design team are in there all the time. They're really helpful. If you've got questions about stuff, you know, if you need ideas, you've run out. I mean, I do it all the time. I'm always in there looking for ideas. You know, stealing things. Not really, but you know what I mean. You know, just kind of like going, it's about inspiring. And that's what we're all here for. So, you know, we want to inspire you. And equally, when you make your projects and we see what you're making and what you're interested in, you know, that inspires me as well. And it inspires the rest of the team too. So get in the Facebook group. It's called Craft Stamp and Colour with Polka Doodles if you've not been in it before. But just get in there. We've got 9,000 members in there. So there's a lot going on, but not so much from you guys. You guys need to post more. All right, anyway, I'm going to let you all go. I need to go get a drink and I need to go sit on a soft, comfy chair before my back gives in altogether. So hopefully I will see you on Hobby Maker next week. Email into the studio. It'd be lovely to hear from you. And I will be back soon. Watch out for all the new stuff coming through next week. Okay, right, I will see you soon. Bye.